Okay, so again, good morning, everyone. We'll go ahead and get started. For those of you that were a part of last week's call, the content is not going to differ very much. So we'll just go ahead and get right into it. I think that's my turn. Okay, there we go. So we still have been getting a lot of emails and phone calls about getting into the Wave. We do still have those same steps available on single sign-on, as well as when you go to click on the Wave, instructions on what to do if you have still not gotten your email from OMES. In that guidance, we have some directives on how to, on where to really look in your inbox. If you still haven't gotten that email, we should be sending hopefully out another round of emails here soon to those of you who have been submitting OMES tickets. So just a reminder, and this is really not a reminder, this is more of a heads up for those of you. We've been working really hard with OMES to make this process go a lot smoother for those of you who still don't have access or have not gotten an email allowing you to get into the Wave. And so right now, for any new user, and by new user, I mean for any new staff who are either being given the access or the role to access the Wave for the very first time, or if you happen to be making a brand new single sign-on account for whatever reason, that would also put you in the new users bucket. So if you are a new user and you're getting the role for the Wave for the very first time, we will be putting up some helpers for superintendents to know that a OMES ticket will need to be submitted in order to get you access. This is hopefully going to be a temporary workaround in order for you all to, for your new staff, that is, to get access quickly to the Wave. Right now, OMES is extremely backlogged with the amount of cases that they're working through. They've got a smaller team than we do that is working through getting you access, and they are working night and day to do that. So with that being said, again, if you are a new user, we will be, your superintendents should hopefully be seeing some changes throughout the next week or so, allowing them to know that if they are granting a role, a new role to a user to get access to the Wave, that they will also need to send a ticket to the OMES service desk. And if one of my lovely coworkers would put the email address to OMES in the chat, that would be great. But again, emailing OMES right now is going to be your best bet for those of you who have had staff call the service desk. Unfortunately, the folks that you're talking to, those technicians, do not have access to look at your credentials. So they will basically just take down your information and open a service desk ticket for you. So to save you a step, to save you potentially waiting on hold to get in touch with an actual person, just email the service desk. Without saying a lot of words, the same thing would go for our office as well. We are getting a lot of phone calls and emails, rightfully so, because you all are trying to get your errors and whatnot, which I will go to the next slide, talk about. You all are trying to get your errors, your STN ownership and data validation wizard errors corrected before, say, the special education child count, October 1 child count closes, as well as the Wave October 1 enrollment count. So just know that we are not ignoring you. If you are calling, we are seeing that you are calling. We are trying to answer the emails and phone calls as in the order that they are being brought up to us. And right now we're very backlogged. We're getting, for lack of better words, we're getting slammed with phone calls and emails. So we're working through those as quickly as we can. Some of those emails do take a little bit longer for us to research than others. So we will get back to you as as soon as possible. So for those of you who have been emailing us kind of repeatedly, we would ask if you are doing that, just to kind of hold off. We will, still answer your email, but again, we're for the most part answering them in the order that they're coming into our inbox, or if you are calling and leaving a voicemail, in the order that that voicemail is appearing in our inbox as well. So we're trying. We will get back to you, so don't worry about that. Right now we're looking at we try to shoot for a 24-hour turnaround time, but right now we're looking at about 72. It's taking us a little bit longer to get back on track, considering all of the help we've been doing with also getting folks access to the wave as well. So we understand it's really frustrating on all fronts, but we are working extremely hard to make this process go a lot smoother for the time being with those 2 logins in the wave. So with that, just keep doing what you're doing, letting us know that you have issues with your STN wizard, your ownership wizard, or data validation wizard if you have questions. Especially if you are noticing that you have students with multiple STNs, if you're noticing that you have ownership conflicts that aren't clearing up, and it's been if it's been more than 24 hours since you've cleared those out, most likely what's happening is your student information system has sent us essentially duplicate records, one that's still actively being sent and one that was sent at one point but is no longer being sent to the wave. And again, the wave doesn't delete data without some sort of prompting. So they will stay active in our system unless you reach out to us. We are trying to put in some processes that will clean that up for us. But for the time being, we have a couple of other pressing issues that we do need to deal with before we can fully focus on doing that. And again, as well, if you're seeing data validation issues that you've cleared out already, and they're related to anything pertaining to the reports that you're doing, send us an email, leave us a voicemail, whichever one you choose. We will get back to you, like I said, in somewhere between 24 or 72 hours with the next steps, or to tell you that it's been fixed. So speaking of reports, I got, for those of you who have been in the state certification reporting side of the wave, you'd notice that the October 1 and FQSR report are open. And the due dates for both of those reports are on the homepage right before you click to look at your sites. So if you have questions about when we're closing a specific report, just take a look at that. We will be sending out a more specific email like we have in the past for those of you who have been around for multiple years to let you know that the October 1 report is officially open for certification. Right now, it's only open for you all to review. We're not expecting for your superintendents and principals to either confirm or certify either report. So October 1 report tentatively right now is going to be closing at the end of October, so October 31st. And the FQSR is tentatively set to close on, I believe, November 30th. And so if there are any extensions with those reports between now and then, either our office for the October 1 report or the state aid office for the FQSR will send out emails through their normal chains or through the Tuesday Engage OK newsletter if you are subscribed to that. So guidance is available for both reports right now under the Documents and Guides section of our website on sde.ok.gov. Or if you're in the report on the wave, you can look for guidance under the general instructions. So pretty much every single tab on both reports, there's some sort of guidance. FQSR has videos that are really helpful. Thank you, Aaron, for putting that in the chat. And the October 1 report right now just has a text document that you can print out if you choose to. So with that, that is essentially the updates that we have for this week. I'm going to actually go back to these wave logins for just a second. So like I said earlier, we do have guidance on how to get access to the Wave again. But if you are emailing us, for some of you, we may be able to help you out just a little bit. If you are emailing us and you have previously submitted an OMES ticket, including that in the email would be very helpful. We work very closely with them. We can't see all of the information that OMES can see, but if we were able to help you out get logged in, it would help the service desk greatly if we could just pass that ticket along and let them close it for you, so it's not just outstanding. So again, if you are reaching out to us through email and we are able to help you out, get logged into the Wave, not promising that we will be able to by any means, but if you are emailing us and we can help you out, just please include your service desk ticket in your email. We are a separate office from OMES, but we do work very closely with their staff. So we can just pass that ticket along and they can close it for you, so nobody reaches out to you again. And yeah, so with that, Aaron's already put one of the links that's on this last slide in the chat, but if you do have questions, concerns, whatever, please do email us. Again, this is going to be the quickest way to, for right now, to get a hold of us, because we're pretty much nonstop answering emails and phone calls as we can during the workday. So just bear with us. Again, we're looking at anywhere between a 24 and 72 hour turnaround time on those emails. So just bear with us during this time, and hopefully for the update for next week, our turnaround time on these phone calls and emails will be much shorter. All right, so I'll go ahead and stop sharing my screen and stop the recording.